Hey guys, what is up? It is me, Pagey, here once again with another video on Stargirl. Well, Season 1 and Season 2. So we're coming to the end of the first season of Stargirl, which is honestly crazy to think, because it does only feel like it was, like a short time ago that we were sitting down for Episode 1. But of course, as I'm sure most of you would know by now, Stargirl has been renewed for Season 2 on the CW, so we don't have to sit there nervously after the Season 1 finale wondering whether this story and these characters will continue. We know it's coming, Season 2. But speaking of this season, we do have 2 more episodes to go at the time of this video coming out, so we should get some setup for that Season 2 in some way, shape or form, with some existing characters and maybe even a new character or two in the finale. Who knows, it depends which way they go. However, even though Season 1 isn't over, we do have some stuff about Season 2 already revealed, which should get us excited, and from what I know, this doesn't spoil the end of Season 1, as it was revealed by one of the actors, and they have been pretty tight-lipped about the show in general to avoid accidentally spoiling anything, so I doubt they'd start doing it now. And we will also be going over a portion of an interview with Luke Wilson, who plays Pat Dugan or Stripe on the show, which also brings up some Season 2 stuff as well. But of course, throughout the video, be sure to know your various thoughts, opinions, theories, anything like that in the comment section down below. Does this get you excited? Do you have any more thoughts as to what you'd want to see in Season 2? Actually, that's a question. What do you want to see the most in Season 2? Let me know that opinion or answer in the comment section down below. And of course, if you're going to enjoy the video and you are enjoying the Stargirl stuff, why not drop a like on it to show your support? So in an interview with various other members of the Stargirl cast who make up the Injustice Society on the show, Neil Jackson, who plays Jordan McKent, aka Icicle, revealed that the show has big plans for The Shade come Season 2. Now, of course, we know that The Shade betrayed the Injustice Society in the past, as revealed in the early parts of this season, and while we didn't get to see him in person outside of that portrait, we did seem to have a look at his powers, as it does look like it was him who grabs the original Dr. Midnight in the opening fight scene from Episode 1. I'll try and put it on the screen to jog your memory. Now, of course, he could appear in these last 2 episodes we have, more specifically the finale is like a cliffhanger or something, but at this time I would just expect him to start showing up in Season 2. But for a quick rundown for this video, who is the Shade? Now, the Shade is otherwise known as Richard Swift. He wasn't originally known as Richard Swift, that was adapted later, but it's always been the same guy. And the Shade's a character who has strong ties to Starman in the comics, as well as just a fairly unique and complex history. Now, the character first appeared in the 1940s, the early 1940s, in the Flash comics. He was an enemy of the original Flash, of course, that being Jay Garrick. Now, he had the ability to manipulate shadows with this magical cane, along with various other things, and use it in his life as a thief. Now, he also took on, the Barry Allen version of the Flash, and eventually joined the Injustice Society, which at the time was led by the Wizard, but of course, he got hashtag frozen, in the show at least. Now, after years, the Shade actually settled in the town of Opal City and became an interesting character due to that, as within Opal City, he would protect it almost like a hero, but those same morals and stuff wouldn't necessarily exist outside of Opal City. So he's like a sort of like a protector of that city, but outside, it's like, no, I don't really care. During this time in Opal City, the Shade even teamed up with the Jack Knight version of Starman. Now, within the show and the universe of Stargirl, it could be seen that maybe Opal City might have been a target of the Injustice Society at some point after that time they, killed most of the Justice Society, or even for the big plan they have for this season. Maybe the Injustice Society was like, we might target Opal City, and he didn't want any part of that. So he left them and maybe even went up against them, leading them to, saying that he betrayed them earlier on this season, so that could be something we delve into within Season 2. But yeah, that's really all to talk about in regards to the Shade, just that he is going to be in Season 2, he's going to be a big role, so it'll be interesting to see what they do, whether he does play a villainous role, or it is that sort of in-between, and whether Opal City features at all. It'll be interesting to see what they do. Of course, we did see the Shade appear in Season 3 of The Flash, and it was probably the worst representation of a character on that show. They definitely dropped the ball there, so I think we can expect Stargirl to do a much better job in regards to that, saying he'll be an actual focus. But let's go over this interview with Luke Wilson from TV Line. I'm not going to go over all of it, because about half of it, I'd say, is about stuff before, from earlier in the season and stuff, and I don't think it's relevant to talk about in this video and spend heaps of time doing it, but I will leave the interview linked in the description down below if you want to go read the entire thing. It's actually fairly interesting, but it's just not relevant to what this video is about. So let's go over these questions and answers. What kind of a season finale are we going to get in a few weeks on August 11? It has always been impressive to me how Jeff and James Dale Robertson, who's a writer and a producer, have managed to ratchet it up. I don't watch it on DC Universe. I've been waiting until each Tuesday night and watching it on the CW, and it's been really fun to do it that way. The table read is the only time I'd ever see the other scene, so I really am seeing it for the first time like everybody else, and hearing from like my mom and my aunt and her daughters and their kids saying, gosh, this last episode was even better than the one before. I think people are feeling that suspense is building, and in terms of the finale, will there be cliffhangers? Will it tease a new Season 2 threat? I think you're going to learn a lot more about the Injustice Society's plan, not just for Blue Valley, but for world domination. And there's an epic battle at the end. In the best way, it's a mixture of a big finale and also some closure, but when you look at the overall picture, there's still major turmoil underneath the surface. I was kidding around with Breck this week about how back when we didn't know if there'd be a Season 2, we'd be watching these episodes like, gosh, this is so great, I hope there's a Season 2, but then you always start to prepare yourself for it being just a one-off. Well, we had a good time, we're proud of the work we all did, it was great getting to work with Jeff. Like, I've made movies before that were well received, but nobody saw them, so they were considered failures. So when this got renewed for a second season, I think Breck was like, you mean I've got to start eating healthy again? I had the same feeling. I've been eating pizzas and burgers, putting on the COVID 20 pounds. So I was like, okay, I've got to get back in shape now. But yeah, I think it's been really well set up for Season 2. I remember when we were back in the show, I'd go to Jeff John's office and I'd just kind of sit on the couch and read. And one day when I was in there, there was a big whiteboard just sitting there. I looked up at the board and there's all this writing and all these plot points. And you realised you were looking at Season 2? Yeah. At the time, I was already kind of overwhelmed with the Justice Society, the Injustice Society, the Seven Soldiers of Victory, remembering all these names. So I was like, okay, what the hell is this? How am I going to learn all this for Season 1? And then Jeff walked in and like, oh, that's Season 2. We're already breaking it down. I was like, thank God. So yeah, those guys have already got it all planned out. I don't know what the plan is, but do you know if the production is going to stay put in Georgia, even as a CW original for Season 2? We'll shoot it there again. We just don't know, obviously, when. Now, just to pause on this for a bit, from what I know and from what people are telling me, because I'm obviously not in America, I'm in Australia, apparently Georgia is like a bit of a hotspot for COVID in, obviously, the United States. So I am intrigued to see what they're going to do there in regards to how quickly they can get production. People have been asking when Season 2 is going to come out. They don't have to worry until it's probably not going to come out till about May next year, maybe end of April, but I'd say May, whether it's the beginning or the end of that month, is where it's roughly going to premiere, because there's no spot in that January schedule for it to show up. So they're not going to be coming out till May roughly. So they have a lot of time to get, episodes done. So they're not in a rush, say like shows like Flash, Batwoman, Superman and Lois, even Black Lightning, which films in Georgia. They have to worry about what's going on there at the moment. So Stargirl could start filming next year and it'd be fine, as long as it can get at least half the season done before it starts airing. But yeah, of course, it's going to be interesting to see when they start shooting it, just because of the issues going on there. But this leads into the next question. So they're not going to move you to Vancouver? No, I don't think so. Not that I know of. My brother Owen was 2 months into a Marvel show, which is Disney's Loki, and they had to hit pause on that. So I am hoping that we'll both go back to work in Atlanta at the same time. It'll be fun to live together with him on a Marvel thing and me on a DC thing. Hopefully it all goes down. Now, I think that was brought up pretty much just due to the fact that all the Arrowverse shows film in Vancouver, Canada, outside of Black Lightning, which films in Atlanta, Georgia, where Stargirl filmed Season 1 as well. Now, it won't move to Vancouver. If anything, it might move to somewhere like Toronto, maybe, if it had to move to Canada, but I really don't think so, because I think they have the time. So there's enough time for Georgia to ease its numbers to the point where they can start filming there again. And stuff's already been filming there already. It's been in studio, but it's already been filming there, so it's not like it's like completely like blacklisted and you can't go there at all. So I don't think there's going to be too much of an issue in regards to filming in Atlanta. It's just not now. It's just going to have to wait a couple of months. But as I said, Stargirl's got no issues with that because they have time. It's a show like Black Lightning, which will be on a clock. I'm like, oh God, are we going to be able to film in time? So they're the show with the issue. Stargirl isn't. But I'm sure we'll get more updates in regards to when we can expect Season 2, and even maybe when they'll start filming at DC Fandom in about 3 weeks from now. So not long until we get more information about Season 2 and its logistics. But yeah, guys, thanks for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, it'd be awesome if you could drop a like on it to show support. Let me know in the comment section down below your various opinions about what we went over in this video in regards to the Shade. Does that character excite you in regards to him coming into Season 2? And what do you think the cliffhanger could be for Season 1? I don't think it's going to be the Shade, but I'm intrigued to see what they do. And just let me know what you'd look forward to the most in Season 2 as well. As I said, all those 2 links for that information will be in the description down below, including the interview. And yeah, if you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe. and I will catch you guys later. Goodbye.